Hello guys, I've had to try and reposition the computer slightly, and I know from this direction there's a lot of light. That's because I've got the curtains open to try and sort this out, and I can clearly see it isn't, but please don't have a go at me for having bad video quality. It's a bad webcam, I think. But anyway, that's irrelevant, because if you read the title, you'll know I'm doing a review today. And I'm sorry if I'm like stumbling with my words. I'm just a bit tired. It's been a long day. And anyway, I need to start the review, or else this is going to be just 10 minutes of me apologising. So basically, I've been reading this book series, and it's really good. The first book's been converted to a film, and I'd imagine they were going to do more, but I can't see it happening. And what's the book on about, you might be asking? Well, I'm talking about the Miss Peregrine Self Peculiar Children book series and film, and I've got the first 5 books here, and the 6th one, which is The Desolations of Devil's Acre, that one hasn't come out yet, and it comes out in, oddly enough, less than a month, which I can't wait, and it comes out just after my birthday, and I believe my auntie might be pre-ordering it, I don't know. And I'm not getting my hopes up, but I'd imagine she's going to try and get me it, because I've told her, like, just try and get me it, and even if I've told her, like, I don't mind waiting 1 or 2 months for a birthday gift, because I'd rather late than never, that's what the old saying is, and I'll grab the books now. So, the first one, which is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, that's where the whole book series gets its main name from, is about a kid called Jake. Jacob is his proper first name, but he prefers Jake. Travels, his grandfather dies at the start of the book, I believe, at the start, and he ends up stumbling upon this all the time for peculiar children, hence the name. And the lady who runs it's called Miss Peregrine. And if you read the book, it'll clear a lot up, because if you read the book series, you'll know, like, the full story. I'm trying to not spoil you. It's this book which has been converted into a film, and as it says, now a major motion picture. The film is, in my opinion, is not as good as it should be, because although, yes, to put it simply, it does to an extent follow the story of this book. Half of it doesn't make sense, half of it's irrelevant, like that half that doesn't make sense, a lot of it's irrelevant. And the way they've done it is in such a way that there probably won't be a second or third or whatever films. And I'm perfectly fine with that, because I don't mind reading. Like, I've probably read these books at least 4 times in 2 years. Like, I've got the first 2 books in 2019. I tried to say last year, but it was definitely over a year ago. And then I believe a couple of months later, after I'd read these 2, I got, with my mum, and got the 3rd book, and then I believe I went back again and got the 4th book, and then I believe my auntie bought the 5th book for me for my birthday last year. So that's basically a story of how I got the books and whatnot. Now I need to do at least a 2nd one to try and keep it somewhat straight. This book is called Hollow City, and it's the 2nd novel of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. For obvious reasons, I am not going to show the front of the book, because it's a picture which, in my opinion, is not worth showing, because it's not exactly the sort of thing you'd expect to see on the front of a book. I'll describe it a little bit. It's like London, I believe, during let me check the date. So I know it's before the actual date, September 3rd, 1940. They're in London. I can't tell when. I'm trying to scan the book a little. It's not going to tell me. But I believe it was during... I believe because, like, of how they could do it, because of, like, in one of the books, I believe it was second or third book, it involves, like, time hopping or something. And they were using time loops to try and time travel, if you know what I mean. And there were, I believe at this point there would have been some time in either one of the wars or just before the wars. Like, I believe they were in the 1800s or 1900s, somewhere in that 2-century period. Somewhere during the 19th and 20th century, so somewhere there. It's a really good book. Can be a bit gruesome at times, but it's actually really fun. Now on to the third book, which is bigger than the previous two, I believe, in terms of pages. Yeah, for over 450 pages. This one's called The Library of Souls. It's the third novel of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. It was the New York Times bestseller. Or the first, I believe. This book's basically about this library full of peculiar souls. There's a quote at the front of the first three books, at least. The quote for this book, and I'm just going to say now, I can't be asked reading the other two because I believe they're both really long. But this one's my personal favourite. It's the ends of the earth, the depths of the sea, the darkness of time, you've chosen all three. The ends of the earth, the depths of the sea, the darkness of time, you've chosen all three. I don't know what it means by that, but it sounds really good to me. And this book, in a nutshell, this, as I've already said, is about this library of souls. And the peculiars actually, the peculiar children of the story is actually, like, the heroes are actually the main peculiars of the story. And it's a really good story. And this is actually my personal favourite. This is the front. It's got, like, let me move my hand to up here. So I'm trying to angle it. So it's got, like, a boy with, like, a young boy. He can't look much older than about the age of 13. I'd say he looks to be somewhere around the age of 13. And just an FYI, I am 13, but I don't look it. I look about 15. That's just something you need to know about me. And he can't be much older than 13. Because I have a cousin who's 8. For privacy reasons, I can't say his name. But he doesn't look anything like that, so he's more likely to be around 10 to 12. But still, in that range. I don't know what that is, but I'm not going to worry. Now on to the fourth book, which is the best, the number one New York Times, the New York Times best-selling series. It's called A Map of Days, the fourth novel of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And it's a really good story. I actually kept this book in my bag for school. I don't know why I did, but I guess it's just a good book. Plus, for this one, unlike the previous three, I have it in hardback. I prefer hardback It's like I can like put stuff in it if needed. It's really good. This is the front. And now finally the 5th book. This one is also like the previous book, hardback. In fact, I haven't told you much about the previous one. It's basically where the main character Jake's peculiar friends, return and whatnot, save him and whatnot. This one is like the previous one, A Map of Days. It's called The Conference of the Birds. This is the one my auntie got me. It's also the New York Times best-selling series. The quote in this one is, "You who live your lives in cities or among peaceful ways cannot always tell whether your friend is kind to go who fire for you, etc." It's a really good story. This is the thing. And it's really good. Like I can't stop reading it. It's not this one. This one's only like 400 pages at most. This one is the long one. This one, let me check. No, there's just 2 random pages at the end. That shouldn't be there. This one's by far the longest at 480 pages, which is a good story. And anyway, how long is this video? 11 minutes. Usually my reviewing videos won't be this long, but it's a good series. So it's a good one. I don't think I've mentioned the next one. The next one's called The Desolations of Devil's Acre. I don't know if I've already mentioned it. Probably have, to be honest. But from what I can tell, it's going to be a good book. Comes out on the 23rd of February this year. I don't know what it's going to include, but it's going to be really, really good. It's also going to be a #1 New York Times best-selling series like the previous 2. And it's going to be really good, I hope. Because the previous 5 books have really set expectations high. And I'm not expecting it to be as good as I'd want it to be. I'm hoping that it's going to be as good as I want it to be, but I can't just, do a hand gesture and make all my wishes come true. I wish I could, but I can't. I'm not magic. Sometimes I think I am, but I'm not. And anyway, guys, this video is now way longer than it would have been if I'd have just done it like that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video about the book series I've been reading, and I'm gonna say that now. If you like stuff like that, like what I've said about the books, I suggest you get them. I believe you can get them from most bookstores that sell like teen books, like so obviously not like kids bookstores. They might sell them, but I don't think they would. Another quick disclaimer about them: they do swear, like not relatively bad swearing, like the typical swearing. That's why I didn't look inside the books. And anyway, hope you've enjoyed this quick review video. Not quick, it's 12 minutes long for God's sake. In fact, almost 14. Time just flies